Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dive into the world of finance so you don't have to. Today, we're cracking open Bicycle Therapeutics' latest annual report. Don't worry, we'll make it a smooth ride, even if some of the financial jargon feels like hitting a pothole. This report shows that Bicycle Therapeutics, a company pioneering a novel class of drugs called bicycle molecules, faces a critical juncture. They're burning through cash, but they're also sitting on some promising cancer treatments. Let's untangle the story. First, a quick catch up on who Bicycle Therapeutics is. They're not your average pharma giant, they're a clinical stage company, meaning they're still in the trenches testing their drugs. Their claim to fame is bicycle molecules. These aren't your typical pills or injections. Think of them as tiny, synthetic versions of antibodies designed to latch onto disease targets with high precision. The company's future hinges on its key programs, including zelenectide pevedotin. This drug is currently undergoing important phase III trials, which, if successful, could pave the way for accelerated approval in certain cancer treatments. Now, let's talk money. Bicycle Therapeutics, like many biotech companies, isn't swimming in product revenue just yet. Instead, they rely heavily on collaboration revenue from partnerships with bigger players like Bayer and Novartis. This year, they brought in about $35.3 million from these collaborations. That's an increase from last year, but it's still a far cry from covering their expenses. And those expenses are significant. The report shows a net loss of about $169 million for the year. That might sound alarming, but it's par for the course in this industry. Drug development is a cash-intensive game, and Bicycle is investing heavily in research and trials. Breaking down the expense side, research and development took the lion's share, clocking in at around $173 million. This underscores the company's dedication to clinical programs and its radiopharmaceutical pipeline. It's worth noting that the expense for zelenectide pevedotin significantly increased, reflecting the progress of their registrational trial. General and administrative costs, which cover everything from salaries to legal fees, also rose, reaching $72 million. This reflects the growing pains of a company scaling up its operations. But it's not all red ink. The company did see a boost in other income, primarily from interest earned on its substantial cash reserves. That's a nice cushion, but it's not enough to offset the overall losses. It's worth remembering that the company has now repaid all amounts outstanding on its loan agreement with Hercules Capital, for a total aggregate payment of $31.9 million. In light of this repayment, you can see that the loss on extinguishment was at minus $954. It can be seen that a huge weight has been lifted from their shoulder. Looking ahead, it's clear that Bicycle Therapeutics will need more fuel to keep its engine running. The report acknowledges the need for additional funding, which could come from various sources, including selling more shares, taking on debt, or striking new collaboration deals. However, these could dilute ownership, restrict operations, or give up valuable rights. A major risk factor is the dependency on their internal development programs. Zelenectide pevedotin, BT5528 and BT7480 still need to demonstrate evidence of safety or effectiveness and receive FDA or similar regulatory approval. It's a make or break situation with clinical trials. Another critical challenge revolves around enrolling patients in clinical trials. Delays in recruitment can put a serious wrench in the entire process, potentially derailing timelines and inflating costs. Protecting their intellectual property is also a major concern, as the commercial success heavily relies on this. So if competitors infringe on their properties or develop something similar, this could have a material adverse effect on the company's future. Being based in the UK, the company is exposed to risks associated with international operations like economic or political instability, changing regulations, exchange rate fluctuations, and potential supply chain disruptions from wars. These things can materially affect the business. A growing area of concern for every company is data privacy and security. Bicycle handles sensitive patient data, and any breach could trigger regulatory nightmares, lawsuits, and a damaged reputation. They have adopted plans to counteract this, but there is no sure way to prevent this. Finally, Bicycle has a large number of full-time employees. They depend on their employees to be able to perform. If they cannot obtain these resources, it may impede the progress of their research and development efforts. So what's the verdict? Bicycle Therapeutics is a high-risk, high-reward play. They're not yet generating sustainable revenue and are dependent on external funding. However, the potential rewards could be substantial if their bicycle molecules prove to be game changers in the treatment of cancer. One of the company's strengths is how much cash they have on hand, with $879.5 million. This can allow them to better navigate the market and see their vision come to light. However, their operating expenses continue to outpace their collaboration revenue, as was seen with their 2024 numbers, which translates to continuing losses. As a summary, you should keep an eye on trial results, partnership developments, and how effectively they manage their cash burn. Their current stock value is non-fraction decimals equals 0, format equals XSEC, numbers in unit ref equals. Unit divide USD shares 47 BQR4 PI0 app T5C9 all Q context ref equals. As of 2/25/2025 XGNM 90 XB30 Q0LZF FQL50G, currently unknown/non-fraction. So you might want to do some price predictions as well. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this corporate analysis, please hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment.